that ball.
Rambo Radio with your host, Genty.
Fuck, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, fucking Jen is a warlord.
I'm fucking coming for you.
Now I feel poo coming out of my bum. So it's a lot right now. Yeah, it's a lot.
Welcome to Rambo Radio. I have a microphone with an echo. Friends, I cannot believe this. We finally made it. It is over. Tournament, you son of a bitch. I beat you. You thought you would get me, but I beat you. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to celebrate with none other than my current favorite artist. New TikTok sensation from Japan. Sure. Singing, I like sushi. Here we go. Oh. Ooh. Yes. I like sushi. I like sushi. Sushi. I like sushi. Sushi. This is another one I like. Goku. We partying over here. Tournament's over. Hey! Come here, yeah. Come here, hey. Come me. Jesus Christ. Obviously, it's in the middle of the night. I am not thinking according to plan here, but I am so exhausted. Not physically, but mentally exhausted from tournament that I am having a weird sleeping hour. I'm basically literally on London time now. So, hello, good morning, London. Rambo Radio, RamboRadio.com. YouTube, Gen TV, if you want to check out all of the highlights of tournament. The day in the life of yours truly. My new karaoke mic, I might do a review on this. This is my favorite because I can just basically put this in my pocket and on the spot sing to y'all, and I love that. Let me sing to you again. Let's see here. Oh, excuse you. How about some Guns N' Roses? This is it. Look into yourself, and no one is home. Be talking to yourself, and no one is home. All right, time. Okay, I'm feeling this is wearing on me already. Okay, that's enough karaoke for the moment. So yeah, back to the show. Man, friends, we have been through some shit. Okay, I'm gonna crack a cold one. Obviously, I don't drink. So I'm going to crack a cool, this is Liquid Death, not a sponsor, but their new Root Beer Wrath. Liquid Death, root beer flavored water. Oh, man, that is fantastic, friends. Jesus. So yeah, tournament stuff. You know, when I think about how this all unfolded, this seemed like a good idea at the time. Oh man, I thought to myself, you got to get out there. It's been a minute. And I was embarrassed because I had did so bad at my last tournament. I said, I could never be seen in public again. This is terrible. But, when this tournament came about, it's a prominent tournament outside of America. It's like big in like Kazakhstan, Russia, Georgia, Uzbekistan, Turkmenistan. This is like a big time jiu-jitsu tournament in all of the stands. You know what I'm saying? And so I thought, okay, let me get back out there. Let me try and make a name for myself again. Let me see if I can, make a difference and maybe change a few hearts and minds. You know what I'm saying? Meaning my own, not anybody else's, but my own. And so I had signed up for this tournament. It was free. I love anything free. But when things are free, there's always a catch. And God damn it. At first I was like, I'm going to do it. And then at the last minute I was like, I'm not doing this shit. And then my coach is like, I'm tired of everybody saying they're committed or they're asking about it, but nobody's signed up yet. And then I went, okay, you know what? Send me the link. Send me the link. Send me location. I am ready. Send me the link. So received the link, signed up, and was like, booyakasha, I'm ready. Let's go. And so the training, the intensity of it, and I guess for me, I feel like my progress is somewhat stalled. Not my coach's fault or my fault. I just feel like I miss a lot of class time. When I say class time, I do roll a lot, but I miss tons of instruction. I probably get 2 hours a week of instruction. And so most of my teammates, they're in their average 3 to 5 days a week, but they're there from the start of class till the end. And so I miss that first hour and 10 minutes of class. And so when I show up, people are pretty much rolling, or I might catch one technique if I'm lucky, but not enough for it to be, in my opinion, enough that it is solid in my book, that I'm confident in if somebody asks me, hey, go do this technique, I'd be like, huh? I just learned it 30 seconds ago. I don't think I could recall. I'll try, but I don't think I could recall. So my confidence this time around was very, very shaky. I'm going to be real honest with you. Very, very shaky going into this tournament because, like I said, I know a lot of the girls out there that compete, they are in practices every day from start to finish, staying late, or even going to multiple practices. Whereas I'm just a regular Joe who works a job and I just get in there when I can. So to me, knowing what's going on in the jiu-jitsu world and what I'm bringing to the table, it kind of started messing with my head a little bit. So I did my best to just fake it till you make it. And so I showed up for practice, trained, asked questions. I watched hours. I mean, I always watch hours and hours and hours of tape. I will confidently say with, my hand on a Bible that I watch the most jiu-jitsu footage out of anyone. I promise you. I live it and I breathe it. I love it. It's my life and that's what I want. What I wish dearly is that it would have translated a tournament. I did the best that I could. So, obviously leading up to this, I was not happy as far as the aspect of waiting. I have ADHD, not that that matters, but when I want to do something, I just want to do it and get it done and be over with. I don't want to sit and wallow in the nothingness of waiting, of time. That drives me insane. I cannot do it. I can't do it. It kills me. And a lot of these tournaments, unfortunately, they start with kids in the morning and then the adults are usually in the afternoon or into the evening. And so I thought this time around that it was a smaller tournament that, I would get to go on at noon. You know what I'm saying? But no. I got screwed again. So basically, my worst nightmare was that, I was hoping that, that I had signed up. And my goal this whole time was to never log in, check, see who's doing what their stats are, all of that stuff. Because the last tournament I did, I Googled the chick or whatever, and she was some kind of MMA fighter. And I was like, fuck, man. This sucks. This has happened twice. But the first one, I never Googled her. I knew who she was as she's dumping me on my head. I went, oh, this chick I just watched her on TV the other day. Great. I'm just a regular Joe. So, yeah, so this time I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to let whatever the universe brings to me. This is what it's supposed to be, what's going to happen. And so I had initially not wanted, after I'd signed up, I was still hesitant just as far as the waiting time. And then also I didn't want to be matched up with my teammate, Kat, who is amazing. And I refused. I'll train with her. I don't want to be in a scenario where I would do tournament and that I would hurt her. And so I think we did have a practice where our coach asked us to go a little bit harder than normal, like simulating competition. And I did not like that, I sort of went there, even though that's what I was asked to do. I went there and I didn't want to hurt my teammate. And I felt like the intensity that I brought to the table, and just what I was doing, I could just hear that she was not comfortable, and it made me uncomfortable. And I said, okay, clearly I am not built for this. I just want to jujitsu for fun. I don't want to hurt anybody. And I would like other people to have fun. I don't want to see people in discomfort or hurting unless they deserve it. Which, shout out to the dude who nearly tore off my shoulder, wherever he's at. Good Lord. We're all waiting for you to show up back at the gym so we can all get our sweet revenge. But other than that, I just don't like seeing people in discomfort or being hurt. So, after that, I was just kind of really shaky, and I definitely was like, hey, if I have to compete against you, I'm not doing it. I will drop out. I don't care what anybody says. I'm not going to do it. So, but then coach reassured us that we wouldn't be in the same bracket just because I'm a higher belt than her. So that bullet was dodged. So she was placed into another division. So I was like, cool. And then about a week and a half out, I got the news that I was going to be going against a girl that I had already gone before. And I had beaten her before in overtime like 5 years ago, okay? But she comes to our open mats, sweet lady, and her intensity, the way she trains, all of her roles are very much like tournament. So she's trained to roll like a competitor. And God bless her. That is her jiu-jitsu style. I'm not disrespecting that at all. I love that. There was a time, if I would have been maybe younger and started this, okay. But for me, I'm just there to do jiu-jitsu, to hang out. And so if we were to practice together or roll or, I wouldn't say, how can I put this in the bestest terms? I just believe that maybe we're not a good fit rolling together because I can't give her the intensity that she needs. I think for somebody who rolls like competition, they need to roll with other people who roll like competition. And there are some of the guys on my team that roll like that. And we just don't roll together because I'm just hanging. I'm treating it like chess. I'm just hanging, right? So when I got the news from my teammate that she had signed up, I went, oh, God. Why are you doing this to me? And then I just went, you know what? Okay. You're going to do the same thing that you've done with her. You've rolled with her several times in the last 5 years. You know what to expect. This might actually be good. Whatever. Okay. So then a couple of days later goes by and she hits me up and goes, hey, isn't it exciting that there's 4 girls in our group? And I went, 4? What? 4? Bitch. I just want a one and done. I want to go home, get in my pajamas and watch UFC. I don't want to do no 4 matches. What the fuck is this? So, obviously she was excited because, she likes to compete. I don't. So I was not looking forward to that. So on top of knowing one of my opponents and then not knowing the others, and then knowing I was going to have to sit there and wait, I just had a feeling. Didn't know yet, but I just had a feeling. I was not pleased. So I want to say the day before I got told that we would be the last group. And I was like, motherfucker. What? I'm 40, man. I don't want to be last. I have earned the right to be first, goddammit. And I want to get out of there and go home. So the knowing that I'm in the last group, knowing that I'm going against girls who love to compete. I don't like to compete at all. I'm just there to hang. Jiu-jitsu to just to hang. Knowing that, I was just like, fuck, motherfuck, noise. I was just, the wind was coming out of my sails and I was just trying to just keep it together. And, God bless my teammates who were just extremely supportive, who helped with rolls and just really kind of helped me get my mind on straight. And, because I really wasn't nervous about the performing or the tournament itself. It was just, I just wanted it to be done. Like, I was over it, mentally fatigued. Okay. And so the Friday before, getting the news that now I have all these opponents, now we're last. Now I got an hour and 30-minute drive there. And then at the time, an hour and 30-minute drive back, which turned into 2.5 hours. I was just beside myself. The wheels are spinning. It had been a week and a half since I had signed up. I've barely slept. And maybe that's why I'm up in the middle of the night now, because I have barely slept. The stress has gotten to me. I couldn't lose a single pound. I was just so upset, an emotional wreck. And I said, just get me to this goddamn tournament so we can be done with it. And so got the tournament and got there and was just like, oh, this is it? Cool. Hardly anybody was there. I was a little disappointed in myself that I couldn't wake up sooner because I wanted to coach one of the kids' matches and I missed it. And I deeply regret missing that because it was his first match. And apparently he didn't have anybody coaching him, from my understanding. So that was kind of sad to hear. So me trying to just block all that out, despite, being disappointed in myself for not being there for the youngster. And we've been working so hard. I mean, I've just been putting the time into this kid because I really believe that he is going to be something special someday. And he just needs lots of time and attention. And I feel like sometimes he is not getting what he needs. And so I took it upon myself to, devote that little bit of extra time with him. And just to really dial him in, because obviously he's a kid. And so he's going to have moments of where he is receptive to what is happening. And then he is just completely in outer space. And I know sometimes that really frustrates my coach. But if you're able to get past that and stay with him and be patient, the kid will really show you something. And so in the several months of us working, I really feel that his game has improved and changed, and I'm stoked to see that. And I just know that, like I said, with time, this kid is really going to be something special. So I was devastated that I couldn't be there to help him. And of course he lost. And so that's always got to be hard, because, losing's not fun. But it does have to happen. I understand how the game works, and you have to take those losses so you know what to work on for next time. So I'm just sitting there waiting for my opponent. And so about noonish, 1:00, I see a girl in the far distance, and I go, oh, that's my opponent. That has to be my opponent, right? And from far away, she was probably 60, 70 feet away across the gym, from far away, I said, oh shit, this bitch is a tall Brazilian lady. Yo, why, God, why are you doing this to me? I said, could you not make this shit any fucking harder, man? I was just like telling everyone, please pray on everything you got. Send all the good wishes. I don't care if I win or lose. I just want to get through this. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen this tall Brazilian woman from across the way, I went, Lord Jesus God, why? Why? So I'm just like, oh my God. And so, I get there, and I try to stay focused, and I realize that she is indeed my opponent. And so, this company was kind of weird. Barely spoke English, predominantly Russian. And, Russian people, they don't like anybody unless they're Russian. So there was just a lot of weird biases going on. Like, they were giving points to some people and not giving points to people, taking away points. And there was a lot of shady things going on. I have watched this tournament on TV before, and I think I will continue to watch them on TV and not participate. Because holy shit, man. I mean, thanks for the opportunity that it was free to compete, but holy shit. I didn't like what was going on there. I didn't like how the judging was going. I was really sussed out. I was like, okay, this is weird. The rules were weird. The one move that I had in my harness that I was like, okay, I don't care what fucking happens. We're just going to try this move. And we're going to try it from any angle I can catch it at. I don't care what I'm doing. I'm going to try and just get this move, okay? Toe hold, right? My signature move. And one of my teammates told me, he said, that's illegal. You can't do that. And I went, what? He goes, yeah, you can't do that. I went, well, there goes my plan. And they said, oh, yeah, and if you do this, you're not going to get points either. And I was like, ah! I said, how the hell am I supposed to get points here? He's like, just try and sub them. And I was just like, fuck. Great. I was like, okay. I was just like, okay, Lord, you win. Whatever the lesson you're trying to tell me, you motherfucking won. So, I was like, great. So, all of the moves that I had planned on using were now illegal. So, I had approximately an hour and a half to come up with a strategy to beat people. I basically had to throw away 2 game plans and go for a third one. And I definitely did not plan for a third. So I was just like, all right, well, whatever happens, happens. I don't know. So I don't know was my game plan. And so when this young lady finally arrived to the floor and I saw her, I went, wait a minute, what the hell just happened? What happened to from 70 yards away, the tall Brazilian lady? What happened? It was the sweetest little pocket, little Mexican, little cute little Mexican girl. I said, oh man, this is terrible. I have like 100 pounds on her. I was like, this fucking sucks. This ain't gonna be fun. I was like, she probably gonna be one of these little spider monkeys and get me, right? I said, either I'm gonna hurt her or she's just gonna be all kind of little spider monkey on me. So I was just like, please, Lord Jesus. I just said a prayer, don't hurt this woman. Don't hurt this woman, but we're here to do things. We're here to do things. So our match starts, and I can tell by just how she's grabbing me and what's going on. I said, oh shit, I'm gonna fuck this bitch up. Don't hurt her. Don't hurt her. And, because she was the sweetest thing. And so we're moving around and I can just tell by how she's pulling, she's trying, and it doesn't, size means absolutely nothing. My second match, I got beat by a lady who's half my size. So, this lady, I was just like, hey, take this seriously. This is a threat. Do what you need to do. Handle business. So, I took care of business. And, I beat her with the Kimura. Yes, Kimura. And as I'm putting the Kimura in, I can tell by the angle of where the referee is at, he cannot see that I am submitting her and she is tapping out. And I'm like, oh my God. And my mind, because the ref hasn't told me to stop, my mind is like, keep going. And I'm seeing her in just complete discomfort. And this is obviously happening in a matter of seconds. But that tournament mentality, which I do not like, is, that's yours. You take it. You stay on it. You don't let anybody have that. And as soon as I got a hold of her arm, I immediately was like, straight up just like a dog on a bone. I was just like, ah! And, she's like, yeah. And I just look out of the corner of my eye and I see the ref cannot see that I'm bending her arm behind her head. And if he doesn't get over there to stop it, I'm going to tear her rotator cuff. I'm going to separate her shoulder. So the Russian judges was like, she is done. Ref, stop. And God bless Alex. I didn't know he was taking pictures of this. He took a picture right at the moment. And when I go to publish this episode, I'm actually going to post this on IG. The moment that this lady was like, Nastorovia, dos vidas. Yeah, she's just like, she's like jumping out of her chair. She's like trying to tell the ref, stop, this lady's going to break her arm. And then he comes over and I was just like, oh my God. I was like, oh, Jesus. I was like, are you okay? And then she was fine, but, she's holding her arm and just like, oh, fuck, man. Fuck her. Shitballs. I don't want to hurt people. Especially ladies. I don't want to hurt ladies. I think that's what it is. Unless they're mean. Mean ladies, I'm going to fuck you up. I don't give a shit. Yeah, I just felt terrible. So, you can watch the match, Genty TV, it's up there. And then, of course, the match I lost, which was the second girl, which First and foremost, I don't even know how this was legal because I never saw this bitch. I was watching that door religiously for hours. And you're supposed to be there an hour before your match. You have to weigh in. And miraculously, this bitch show up at 4 o'clock, ready to work. And I'm like, whoa. That's not fair to me. I already did a match. My other friend never showed up. So the other girl got to go through on a bye, right? But if you got to go through on a bye, then you should have to face the girl I beat. You don't just get to jump to the gold medal match and not have a match. That's some Russian bullshit right there. I was like, whoa. Spasibo, stoleshnaya, Popov. What in the name of grandma's borscht is happening here? This bitch just walked straight off the street, no match, stretch, and then come and beat me up. I already had a match. How the hell is that fair? I was like, you know what? You can have this gold medal, bitch. I don't give a shit. I want to get the hell out of here. I just knew. I had the bad fucking jujus, man. I was like, some bullshit about to happen. Last minute bullshit. And I'm over it. Do what you gotta fucking do. So, anyways, you can watch me lose on Genti TV. And I can honestly say the reason why I lost that match was not because I was tired. I was just mentally over it. I was fatigued mentally. I just completely could not shake the fact that this bitch just walked straight up off the street and got to do one match and get a gold medal. Meanwhile, I already done a match. She should have to go against the other lady that I beat. Sure, you got a bye, but that other lady this is for second place. And if she beats that lady that I beat, then me and this other lady can go. Then we find out who has had the gold medal because we've each had one match apiece, okay? But no, this Russian company was like, no, you gold medal match. Lady no show, gold medal match. I'm like, what the fuck? This is some bullshit, man. Straight up bullshit, dude. So the reason I don't have a gold medal in my motherfucking hand is because I let that bullshit get in my head and I literally could not hear what I needed to do, what was happening. I just was out of my element. That shit fucking shook me. And I was just like, man, this sucks. This fucking sucks. I'm getting screwed. I'm getting fucking screwed. And there ain't nothing I could do about it. And I wish that I would have told myself, look, there's nothing you can do about it. Worry about it later. Something. I could not fucking shake the fact that this bitch walked up off the street and got to go straight to the gold medal match because my other friend didn't show up, which, God bless her, she had some things going on. There's no knock against you for that. But, if this would have been the other company, ADCC, she would have had to go against that other girl that I beat before she would get to me. Because that's fair. That's fair. But the lesson learned is life is not motherfucking fair. Life's not fair. And I want to get out of there. I just knew. And the gym that she trains at, Checkmat, they are a competition gym. That's all they do. They have multiple classes. They are constantly drilling. They are constantly competing. That's what they do. They don't mess around. A third of the kids at that gym do not speak English. They speak Portuguese. They just come from Brazil and go to that gym and they become pro. So, once I saw what was happening, I went, okay, you gave it your best shot. How you gonna try and beat somebody who trains? I mean, I don't know her, but I know that gym and people that train at that gym. You're on 2 to 3 classes a day. That's all you do. You just jujitsu. You don't do nothing else. You might not even have a job. Okay. I gotta go to work and then muster up the courage and the strength to then go and roll after work. And a lot of those practices were intense. A lot of those practices were rough for me. And I just was like, okay, it's all for this moment. And I could not shut that off. All I could think about was like, you're getting screwed. I had to let go. I had to let go of that moment and accept what it was. And would there have been a way for me to win that match? Yeah, I think if she would have had a match against that girl, I think she would have beat her. But still, that would have at least taken some of the steam out of her sails. This bitch was just fresh off the street, ready. And I was like, damn, man, I'm going back to open mat. Leave me the hell alone. Give me my silver. All I see is silver. Give me my motherfucking medal and let's get the hell out of here. So, yeah. So I learned some lessons. I won, I lost. I learned some valuable lessons. And then, of course, most importantly, it's like, if I'm ever going to compete again, which I would actually love to compete more. This is the crazy thing. I would actually love to compete more. But because this shit is so fucking disorganized and you're sitting around waiting all day, you don't know if you can eat. You don't know when they're going to call your name. It's just, and the times keep changing. It's just a fucking mess. I cannot do that. I cannot live my life like that. But I did realize, obviously, because I've just seen other teammates and other friends do these so-called super fights. And I got to say, if I were to ever compete again, it would have to be a super fight. Because at least if I'm going to wait all day, I'll know what time I'm on and I'll know my opponent. And I know I will only have one match because that's the best I got. One and done. I cannot handle these multiple matches. It's just the anxiety of it. It's not the physical part, even though your girl needs to lose a cool 40 pounds right now. When I saw myself standing next to the two girls, I said, oh, holy shit. We need to lose some weight, big time. I mean, I've always known I needed to lose weight, but this is like a state of emergency. Your girl needs to lose 40 pounds. I cannot be looking in public how I was looking the other day. I said, man, this is no good. You're no good. And just to think of how much faster I'd be with 40 pounds less on my body. So I'm like, you know what? We got to motherfucking do something. We have to do something. And particularly, I guess I had overheard a conversation with my coworker, and my two coworkers, they're in shape or whatever. They one of them is, has always been in shape, from the start, sports active. God bless him. And the other one didn't start out that way, but has become dedicated to lifting weights and such, but is spending whatever money they can on whatever, substances to look a certain way. It's not even just about the fitness, it's about the look of it. And so I overheard a conversation with him, and, I'm standing there. They didn't tell me to leave. It wasn't a private conversation, but just the way that these two individuals were speaking about overweight people, I was just like, wow, I'm actually standing here. And one of them was like, oh, it's so disgusting and blah, blah, blah. And I was just like, wow. Ooh, that's terrible. I'm supposed to be your coworker and your acquaintance. We have actually hung out outside of work several times. I've counseled with this person through some turbulent times. I have picked up this person when they were drunk as a skunk. I have defended this person when they were in the wrong and physically trying to fight people and almost gone to jail for this person. And so to stand there and hear this individual say what they were saying about overweight people, I was just like, oh my gosh. And then I was watching the videos and I was like, okay, this makes sense. I totally get it. But at the same time, I'm like, Jesus Christ, man. I didn't realize how big I am. I'm sorry, y'all. It sounds crazy, but I don't realize that I look like Lizzo. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's weird for black people. Like, overweight black people don't see ourselves as totally overweight until it's just too fucking late. And I am one of those people. And so now that there are some schedule changes going on at the gym, I've just decided I really need to step up my training at the gym as far as lifting weights and my cardio and being more conscious about what I'm eating and really trying to give this a shot, because I've said it before time and time again, but I'm just like, man, I'm not getting any younger. And this last time I desperately tried to cut weight and I could not cut weight. And I don't know if it was because of the stress of the situation or I was just over it, but nothing happened. I ate my fish. I ate my shrimps. I ate my little fourth of a cup of pasta. I ate beef patty. I ate chicken, turkey, and avocado, eggs, tons of eggs. Nothing. Not a pound. And I was just devastated. I was like, what the fuck is going on, man? I haven't lost any weight. This does not make me feel well. And then on top of hearing that conversation with my coworker, I was just like, oh, so this is what you actually think of me. But you're not actually saying my name. But this is what I'm hearing. Fat people are disgusting. And I was just like, oh, man. All right, cool. Damn. Sucks. It fucking sucks because I'm one of those people. And I know sometimes friends will say, oh, no. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, I'm not supposed to be this big for my height. I know that. But I also know, like, okay, if I was Tongan or if I was Samoan or Fijian, we wouldn't be having this conversation. I would be celebrated. I would be celebrated, y'all. So I'm just like, oh, man, this is a thing. So I just told myself, I was like, okay, you know what? We got 40 pounds to lose. Let's just try some things, some different things, make some changes. We can always improve. Just like, I didn't like losing my second match, how I lost, but I can always improve so that doesn't happen again. And so with me trying to lose this last 40 pounds, just really decided, okay, what do we need to do to make this happen? What's happening? So I realized that this entire time while I was training for this tournament, I think I worked out at the gym maybe twice in less than 3 weeks. So there's nothing that would metabolically help me there other than, okay, I was like, okay, cool, I'm drinking protein shakes because I was just so tired from the training sessions that I couldn't go and lift weights. So I thought, okay, let me just start adding in substituting protein shakes with less food. See what happens. Nothing. So I knew right away. I said, okay, so clearly lifting the weights. I was eating clean, but lifting the weights is going to be the key to helping you boost your metabolism, get stronger, build muscle, which burns fat, which boosts your metabolism. So now that we're done with tournament for a long motherfucking while, I'm going to be hitting the weights religiously. And I'm looking forward to it because what the hell? I just say to myself, okay, if I can't lose this weight, which I'm going to give it my shot. I really am going to just try like I have been since the day I was born. But I feel like if I really stick to this program that I have, that I'll not only get results, but, the weight will come off. But if it doesn't, then I'm just going to be a buff fat person. So I don't want to accept that, but I really want to try and give myself at least the next 2 months before I go to London. Let me see what the hell I can do. If it's healthy is like 2 pounds a week. So 2 months, 8 weeks. So that's at least 16 pounds. So if I can drop 16 to 20 pounds by the end of July, I will be content. That would be a third of the way, almost half of the way of my 40-pound goal. So And of course, summer's coming, which makes me completely fucking miserable. And so the goal will be to not eat ice cream and not be sad because it's so fucking hot. But the good news about summer is that I'll be sweating. The bad news is I will be trying to fight the demons of ice cream. But I know if I just go to the gym, stick to my game plan, lift weights, train jiu-jitsu, that the pounds will come off. So, new plan, new game plan going forward, and until the schedule changes at the gym, I'm gonna be at my other gym. Lifting weights to me is a wee bit boring, but if that's what it's gonna take for me to get the body that I desire, or the body that is healthy, that's most important. Forget the look. The look is nice, but looks fade. I'm after health, and I just feel like I cannot be healthy carrying this excess weight. So, not saying that fat people are disgusting or this, that, and the other, because what a lot of skinny people or in shape people who are just already born skinny and they just got in better shape. What they don't understand is there's an emotional side to being overweight for a lot of people. It's either with food or childhood trauma. I'm not excusing it, but I'm just saying these are patterns that we develop. And so in order to deal with those emotions, which I have told y'all several times before, I'm an emotional eater, y'all. I'm a former recovering emotional eater. A lot of skinny people or slightly out of shape people don't really realize that there is, there's something there. That's what the weight is all about. It's just not like we're obsessed with food. Some overweight people are, some overweight people aren't. I love food. But sometimes, because I'm an emotional eater, sometimes I'll be scared to eat and I won't eat at all, which is bad. So I know that. So now that I know this about myself, I'm willing to make the changes that I need to change to get these 40 pounds down and look good. Because I know, I do notice a lot of times, I didn't understand why sometimes people wouldn't want to roll with me at the gym, not just at my own gym, but at other gyms. Sometimes when I go to different other gyms and travel to train or whatever, I didn't realize that it's probably because of my size. And so when I saw myself standing next to that small girl, I went, oh shit, I'm a big ass lady. No wonder people don't want to roll with me. They're like, oh, don't want to roll with fatty over here. You know what I'm saying? Like, I get that. I catch that vibe from people. They're like, nah. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. It's cool. No big deal. And in the back of my mind, I'll think about that. I'm like, oh, I didn't realize it's because of how big I am. So, now I have heard from other teammates. Sometimes people just don't want to roll with me because they've seen me, do something to somebody else and they didn't like it. So, that I'm proud of. If you don't want to roll with me because I beat up your friend or something, okay, all right. But yeah, when I catch a vibe that maybe you don't want to roll with me because I'm overweight, that sucks. So, yeah. So this is where we are. Tournament's done. I'm celebrating. I got my root beer, got my karaoke mic, and I'm loving life. Obviously this root beer, because, we're talking about health. This root beer is root beer flavored water. So there's only 2 grams of sugar in here, okay? And 10 calories. So don't you dare judge me. I am on my journey to weight loss. Like I have been since the day I was born. It's just been a lifelong thing. I've been a Patty McFatty, and, yeah, it's been a battle. It's been a journey. I've been as heavy as 300 pounds. I've been as low as 155 pounds. Obviously 155 pounds, I looked amazing and I felt like dog shit. I feel like when I'm 200 pounds, that's my sweet spot. Now, obviously I'm 5'8". My doctor says I should be 135 pounds. That's never going to happen. but I appreciate the thought. He's going by some stupid chart made for regular white people, and that's okay. That's just not going to work for me. I feel 200 pounds is my number, and I believe that I can get this done. So, of course, you can join me on that journey, as, of course, I will be, low-key documenting that on YouTube. And feel free to like, share, and subscribe to Gen T TV. It's there for your entertainment. Let's see what else I got for you. Worked Mother's Day. And, of course, Mother's Day, Mother's Day at work, there ain't no mothers there. We're dead as a doorknob. It was just so painful, so uneventful, such a waste of energy. And of course, I was fatigued from tournament, so I was just like, I got to get out of here. So you know what? Your girl left early. Sorry, not sorry. I need to go to bed. I was over it. I was fucking over it. So, speaking of over it, I have got to run, because I should probably get some sleep. I have work in approximately 5 hours or so. But before I go, let me give you some motherfucking UFC picks. How'd y'all do? Because if you would have went with my picks, you should be a very, very rich bitch. That was the other thing I was upset about tournament, is I didn't get time to place my bets. I was so upset. All of my bets won. I was mad. So let's try this again this week with some UFC picks. It is a UFC fight night. I have Tisha Pennington, Park Young-sung, Denise Gomez, Luan Santos, Thiago Moises, Matthews Galileo, Julian Juicy J. Orosa, Nursultan Ruzibov. Man, me and Russian people, we got beef right now. Marion Santos, Paul Joubert Craig, Gilbert Burns. Those are my UFC picks. Bet with me, bet against me. Who cares? Let's watch some fights. Yeah! Earlier, the music was that I was karaokeing to was, of course, none other than my new favorite Japanese TikTok musician, Sho. S-H-O. And so Mr. Sho has all these terrible songs. They're so bad that it's actually addictive. I can't make sense of it. They're so bad I can't stop watching them. I was like, is this guy a retard? Or what y'all politically incorrect people like to say, neurodivergent. Because his songs are like, I like sushi, 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 sushi. And then another one is like, you to go to Benz. I need to be my head to go to Benz. And then, of course, the Goku one. Come here, come here, come. And then my personal favorite, doner kebab, doner kebab. And he's such a tiny little man. He wears his shoes like 2 sizes too big, and then the shirt and the jeans are too small, and he's like tattooed. And I know if you're showing your tattoos and you're Japanese, you connect it. So my man's has the hands done, the neck done, and then of course he's got the little teriyaki 6ix9ine little multicolored braids going on, and he's like just like walking around Tokyo doing good to biz. Be my good to biz. I like sushi. I can't stop watching it. Thank God I don't have TikTok, so I'm just seeing his Instagram. So otherwise, I would be watching it nonstop. I can't look away. It's just car crash entertainment, aka junk food for the brain. But yes, go check out Sho. if you must. Or maybe write down, do not listen to show. I need a doner kebab. I need a kebab. What the fuck? The rest of the song, he's rapping in Japanese, but for some reason, his choruses are in English. I don't understand what's happening there. Like I said, neurodivergent. For sure. All right, folks. That is going to do it for me. I'm going to go dive in my acai bowl and edit this podcast and make it nice and neat just for you. www.ramboperadio.com, YouTube, Gen T TV, and remember, don't call me unless it's a super fight. No more tournament for a while, okay? We taking a tournament hiatus, okay? I'm exhausted mentally, not physically, mentally. I'm ready to do work again, but yeah, we're gonna take a little mental break from that. All right, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in, liking, sharing, and subscribing. And I will talk to y'all next week. But until next time, this is Rambo Radio. I'm out. Peace.